mission to get down to the ferry. It's very, very, very tight. Fighting through the traffic after a bit of traffic. We're heading to the Isle of Wight. We're heading to the Isle of Wight. We're heading to the Isle of Wight. And now if you listen, then you won't be missing some tip-top AI music, right? Journey down went smoothly. Late lunch spot in the cafe. Board the ferry, and Henry's not stay tight. Fighting through the traffic after a bit of traffic. We're heading to the Isle of Wight.
Hey, we on a boat now. Yeah, we afloat now. On the way to the freaking IOW, we're farmer stoked now. You see the sun is shining, no need for silver lining. Breeze nice and cool, it's like we're flying. Yeah. Hey, we on a boat now. Yeah, we afloat now. We afloat now. On the way to the freaking IOW, we're farmer stoked now. Out in the sun, kids having fun, jumping off the dock, making the little boat rock. Hey, we on a boat now. Yeah, we afloat now. We afloat now. On the way to the freaking IOW, and farmer stoked now. On the top deck, incredible view, crystal clear sky and water so blue. Hey, we on a boat now. Yeah, we afloat now. We afloat now. On the way to the freaking IOW, and farmer stoked now. On the top deck, incredible view, crystal clear sky and water so blue. Hey, we on a boat now. Yeah, we afloat now. We afloat now. On the way to the freaking IOW, and farmer stoked now. Well, the only let down is Henry's Americano beverage, but still he sips it, cause he's hench. Hey, we on a boat now. Traveling south with a seat of steel, Diana in the back, Henry at the wheel. Now with the camera control, we're kinda close behind. We travel on south till the dusk of the night. Whoa! Freshport is the place we land, not the one in Chichester, but the one on the White Island. Two places so geographically close and with the same name. How could they do it? Could first wing every full game. Traveling south with a seat of steel, Diana in the back, Henry at the wheel. Sound with the camera show and kind close behind. We travel on south till the dusk of the night. We travel on south till the dusk of the night. Traveling south with the speed of steel, Diana in the back, Henry at the wheel. Sam with the camera, Joe and Guy close behind. We travel on south till the dusk of the night. Whoa! After village supplies, weary travelers arrive at the farm of Stoat on the Isle of Wight. We make camp in the fields and settle down for the night. Travel on south till the dusk of the night. We travel on south till the dusk of the night. Wow.
I'm bring the better. The tide begins to ebb. We eat our breakfast at the hideown. Y'all had a good night now. And we fuel up for the day before we head out to the bay of fresh water. Little did we know that two of us would go down hard onto our backs on the way that's meant for slipping our boat into the water. We think they really oughta sort that shit out, cause we ain't the only ones that must have fallen foul of slipping on the stones and almost breaking bones at the slipway of fresh water. Soldiering on though is our wish, albeit bruised and battered just like the fish. We'll have for lunch at the Spyglass later, but for now we see the sea has greater wind and waves than we had hoped. But we carry on and bring some rope to offer up to the gods of the sea. Donated by Henry so cleverly, trying to save Diana, his princess. He didn't only and just made a mess, didn't do things right and lost control. The rope just slipping out of a hole. We tried to save it but it was gone. Diana, in our hearts you will live on, like a candle blowing in the wind. Bobbing around you feel free, cause you are tied to Henry. So the sea was choppy and only Sam stood, because he was the only one that could. We merely knelt and battled the tide, paddling east and west to see what we could find. The chalky cliffs and shallow rocks, cold water meeting shrunken balls and shriveled. But we paddled on and found the caves, braved the chill, played cricket with a spade. Diggity hole in the cliff we found, bumping upward, unfinished business, wondering if they'll get around to digging up to the very top with a time footage from a big old rock. Then paddled back, Diana secured, rope found by Kai and Sam ensured. She was tied on safe to Henry's rear to paddle out through rocks and waves into the clear. Back to the beach, the rain joined soon, so we stowed the gear and went to a tea room before driving east to get some lunch and diversion fun that would ensue. Wind and waned, waves and waves and weave, the wind and waves and we, are we better if you day, but we carry audibly. Wind and waves the we, the wind and waves the we, are we better if you day, but we carry audibly. Wind and waves the we, the wind and waves the we, are we better if you day, but we carry audibly. Wind and waves and we had hoped, but we carry on and bring some rope, offer up to the gods of the sea, donated by Henry so cleverly, trying to save Diana, his princess. He didn't know, he just made a mess, didn't do things right and lost control. The rope just slipping out of a hole. We tried to save it, but it was gone. Diana, in our hearts you will live on, like a candle blowing in the wind. Bobbing around you feel free, cause you are tied to Henry. So the sea was choppy and only Sam stood, because he was the only one that could. We mainly knelt and battled the tide, paddling east and west to see what we could find. The chalky cliffs and shallow rocks, cold water meeting shrunken balls and shriveled. But we paddled on and found the caves, braved the chill, played cricket with a spade. Diggity hole in the cliff we found, bumping upward, unfinished business, wondering if they'll get around. The chalky cliffs and shallow rocks, cold water making shrunken balls and shriveled. But we paddled on and found the caves, braved the chill, played cricket with a spade.
I feel like Aladdin in a cave, exploring cold sharp rocks with Kai and Joe just east of Freshwater Bay. Yeah, we three men are holed up in a hole, the whole place revealed by the tide for our exploration goal. Climbing up on a cold chalky bits, making sure not to shred our skin. Getting cold within, water sure is fresh. Yeah, we three men are holed up in a hole, the whole place revealed by the tide for our exploration goal. Nothing at all is level beneath our feet. 1 minute the water around our ankles, Next step, it's at a waist deep. Yeah, we three men, all holed up in a hole. The whole place revealed by the tide for our exploration goal. After a little look around, after a little splash and sheesh, after a little climb, we retreat and paddle back to the west to meet the feel free to some, kayaking on the waves, persuading them to come west with us to explore some other caves. Yeah, we were just three men, all holed up in a hole. The whole place revealed by the tide for our exploration goal.
I'll keep you safe when the seas get stormy. When the weather blows in, you can rely on me. I'll keep you secure, but I'll never tie you down. I ain't that kind of guy, but I won't let you drown. And I'll keep you safe when the seas get stormy. When the weather blows in, you can rely on me. So if you say to me, do I pollute the sea? I say not intentionally, but sometimes ropes need to be free. So I'll keep you safe when the seas get stormy. When the weather blows in, you can rely on me. So I'll keep you safe when the seas get stormy. When the weather blows in, you can rely on me. But just in case I don't seem enough, if the waves are too high, the sea is too rough, you've got a YMCA and those inflatable paddle lads who have just been holed up a cave.
Battering the cliffs on the side eternally until they enlarge it then internally, forming concave openings eventually. Having said all that, this right here's the truth. Lay out in a little verse for you. Here we saw a spade lent against a rock, so this one's not natural, it's a route being mined to the top. Plenty of digging, not repeated, right mouse clicks. This is IRL Minecraft, not some video game shit. Let's turn the speed up and add a rude word. Fasty spitting semi-rhyming lines, let's see if this can be heard. A diggy hole, motherfucker blasting through the chalk. Tall enough to walk without a stoop, but with a spade, not a fork. Holy hole, it's in their lips, as dark as an eclipse. Bottom line with sand so you don't slip. It's got plenty of grip, but once high up inside, we thought it'd make a great slide. If you drag the kayak up, you could ride down back to the outside, but with a drop at the bottom, not to be forgotten. You'd have to lean back hard and land in the sea, not the rocks. They be deadly.
Water sports weekend, I love wine. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. So we paddled west from the big fresh water. Great stormy seas, 4 sons, 1 daughter. Water sports weekend, I love white. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. 0 ropes for us, we set them free, cause we do cock push-ups. 1, 2, 3. Water sports weekend, I love white. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. For the 5 explorers on the White Island, find the this one empty beach for us all to have fun. Water sports weekend, Isle of Wight. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. So we paddled west from the bay of fresh water. Brave stormy seas, 4 sons, 1 daughter. Water sports weekend, Isle of Wight. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. 4 to 5 explorers on the White Island. Find this one empty beach for us all to have fun. Water sports weekend, Isle of Wight. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. Mystical cave dug by a spade. Diggy diggy hole, the top is the goal. Bottom is sanded, so keep stones slide. But in a kayak we like to ride all the way down and into the sea. When the tide is up high, not onto the beach. Water sports weekend, Isle of Wight. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. Then while Joe looks on and Henry has a sit, 2 boys, 1 spade, many stones we do hit. Water sports weekend, Isle of Wight. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. Next we're off in the caves, 5 of us in a hole. These ones made by waves and perfect tide for a stroll.
It's still chilling on the other bay. Wait until we come back after lunch and stand a stick up on a little play. Laying in the sun, resting on the stones. Billy's just chilling, laying there on his own.
Water sports weekend, Isle of Wight. 2 cars, 5 people, 3 days, 2 nights. Tomorrow we're going to see some sights. Boat trip to the Needles, St. Catherine's after Bunchy smugglers. God's Hill, man, we love the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, here's a little song about bobbing along on an inflatable paddleboard, not a raft. We practice our craft, paddle moving forward to aft. We gripping the shaft, stroking up and down pretty fast. Yeah, here's a little song about bobbing along, floating on the sea, happy as can be. Hashed elbow not need, rope tying up the specialty. Well, not for Henry, who sent it into the sea with a throw so carefree it sank effortlessly. Yeah, here's a little song about bobbing along. Snorkeling wasn't hot, we threw stones at the rock, thinking we might hit the bird off, but coming up short so we forgot. Yeah, here's a little song about bobbing along, skimming stones instead, scanning the beach. Not that many to find, but some ones we couldn't reach. Floating on the sea, happy as can be. Bashed elbow, not knee, rope tying up a specialty. Well, not for Henry, who sent it into the sea with a throw so carefree it sank effortlessly. Yeah, here's a little song about bobbing along, floating on the sea, happy as can be. Bashed elbow, not knee, rope tying up specialty. Well, not for Henry, who sent it into the sea with a throw so carefree it sank effortlessly. Yeah, here's a little song about bobbing along. Snorkeling wasn't hot, we threw stones at the rock, thinking we might hit the bird off, but coming up short so we forgot.
So we're done with our morning paddle trip. Yeah, we're done with the water that was fresh. It's time to get some lunch in us, then maybe another sesh. Fresh water for water sports, Vanna for our lunch. Google missing diversions, Henry smelly clutch. So we're done, but the adventure's just commenced. After a rainy pack up, of our kit. We scoured the bay for sustenance, but alas the cafe was booked up. And so we had a coffee and a bite before getting in our cars and driving east on the IOW. Fresh water for water sports, not hard. Venom for our lunch, Google missing diversions, Henry smelly clutch. Little did we know the treacherousness ahead. Fully loaded following Google, ignoring signs that led us down a 25% steep hill with landslide way down. Henry had to slip the clutch and rev his car into the ground. Not turning near the bottom, he backed that shit right up till smoking clutch fumes engulfed us, and he let out a little tut. Fresh water for water sports, not hard. Venom for our lunch, Google missing diversions, Henry smelly clutch. But once we got back up the hill, and after calling Joe, we turned right, saw another closure, but down the hill we go, thinking the road was open because there was no sign. But alas, it was just as effing closed. So repeating the exercise executed last time. But this time Sam jumped out to lighten the load in the car, jogging up the hill to film it from afar. Fresh water for water sports, not hard. Venom for our lunch, Google missing diversions, Henry smelly clutch. Third time lucky on this descent, we made it to the coast. The beach looked nice, people having fun, the spyglass great. We sat out in the sun. Fresh water for water sports, not hard. Venom for our lunch, Google missing diversions, Henry smelly clutch. After lunch we promenaded right along the prom, past the beach and the harbor stench, passing the Dave created bench, wandering back enjoying the view. Vegan ice cream Sam C too. Fresh water for water sports, not hard. Venom for our lunch, Google missing diversions, Henry smelly clutch. Drive back to Freshwater, Henry taking it slow, but we made it there safe to the beach to throw stones at a stick and at a rock, to have a snorkel, but not a lot. Sam's 360 also died, water somehow inside. The water chilly, the beach was hot, no decision really, Billy Big Rock.